First, let's take a look at the different hardware pieces to give an understanding of how the entire HomeSight ecosystem fits together. Starting, of course, with the Wellness Hub. The first thing you may notice is the hard plastic cover, which completely obscures the camera lens when closed. Similarly, we have the microphone located just to the left of the speaker, which illuminates only when the microphone is active. Both give complete assurance of privacy when a call is not in progress. When a call starts, the motor attached to the lens cover automatically opens, exposing the lens, allowing the video call to start. To the left of the microphone LED, we have the notification LED, which blinks and pulses different colors and speeds depending upon what is happening, whether it's an incoming call, task, reminder, message, or notification. Each has its own type of blink. The Wellness Hub is also equipped with motion tracking radar, located on the front of the unit. The radar is only capable of tracking motion, and the data is made available on both the web portal and the mobile app under the Motion Activities submenu from within an account. The rear of the hub shows the power port to be used with the included power supply and cable. Right in the middle, we have an Ethernet jack to supply internet to the device if needed. On either side of the Ethernet port, we have our input and output HDMI ports, labeled input and 2TV. In an ideal scenario, you will have your video device plugged into the input port, either a set-top box, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku Stick, Apple TV, or anything similar. This lets the Wellness Hub display a pop-up notification directly on top of live TV, without interrupting what they are watching. The next device is our environmental sensor, powered by 2 AA batteries, and connects to the Wellness Hub via Bluetooth. The first thing you'll notice is this gray circle. This is a passive infrared sensor, which also looks for movement, similar to the Wellness Hub, which uses radar in addition to movement. The environmental sensor also monitors temperature, humidity, and light. Next up is the LTE module. If you have a client that doesn't have high speed or internet in general, this device, when equipped with either a T-Mobile or AT&T SIM card, can supply all the internet the entire ecosystem needs to operate. Let's take a look at a typical setup here. We have our hub mounted above a TV, and we have an Amazon Fire Stick plugged into the input port. And we're watching fishing on YouTube. You can see when I place a call to the hub, we get a nice little pop-up at the bottom of the screen that does not interrupt what we're watching at all. Then all the client needs to do to accept the call is to hit the green answer button on the HomeSight remote control. Here we see the camera shutter opening, and then we're connected. On the client side, we can turn our video on and off mute and end the call. Switching over to the caregiver or family's view, you can see we have a few more options across the bottom. We can turn our camera on and off and mute ourselves. We can also click here to view all the participants within this call, as well as add any of the client's other previously added contacts into this call as well. It is important to note that the HomeSight ecosystem is a closed network. The device has no phone number. You can rest assured that no telemarketers or scammers will be able to contact the client through their Wellness Hub. Everyone on this list that we're able to add has already been invited to be a contact with this account. We also have the option to share our screen by clicking Share. We can also pan and zoom around the room by clicking the Zoom button, and we can click the Settings button, which gives us the option to swap out our audio and video devices, as well as blur our background. Then, just to the right, we see the call duration and finally the red End Call button. Looking once again from the client's perspective, I will press the End Call button on the web portal to simulate the caregiver ending the call. You can see as soon as the caregiver ends the call, the client is automatically returned to what they were watching with no additional button presses. So an incoming call just took place, with the account only needing to press a single button to answer on the remote control. Now an outgoing call can be placed by pressing the Home button, then navigating to Contacts. From here, we just highlight the contact we wish to call and press the green Call button on the HomeSight remote. Now, we found that most clients tend to have one person they call way more than anyone else, typically a close family member who they call multiple times a day. So we came up with the concept of a favorite contact. Please take note how Charles has a yellow star in the top left corner of his name. This tells us he has been assigned the favorite contact. You can call your favorite at any time by simply pressing the green Call button on your HomeSight remote control from anywhere. Let's explore the rest of the Wellness Hub's UI. Pressing Home on the remote brings up the main menu. You can see we have the date, time, and weather in the top right of the screen, as well as our upcoming schedule running across the bottom. We can highlight Schedule, then press OK to take a deeper look at the client's schedule. The first event we can examine is a task called Take BP Meds. Clicking OK pulls up the task and shows us a calendar tracking on how well the client has been with completing this task. Pressing back and then clicking on one of the scheduled calls brings up call details and displays the start time of the call, as well as who is in it. If the call is ongoing or about to start, we can cursor up to click Join Call. Keep in mind, normally the client would be able to simply join the call when the pop-up appears at the bottom of the screen. At the meeting start time, clicking the TV button returns you to watching live TV. However, many people find it just as easy, if not easier, to simply click the TV button directly on the HomeSight remote control. Both perform the same function, and it is up to the client to decide. Apps contains any applications which may be available, and Settings lets you revisit any of the configurations that were set during the first time install. If you need to change your Wi-Fi network, simply click on Network. Clicking Camera changes the default zoom level and positioning for the hub's camera when a call starts. Clicking Wellness Devices brings you to the menu, where you can pair up any of the wellness devices you wish to use in the system. Simply put your wellness device into pairing mode, then click Start. The hub will automatically add any compatible device it recognizes that is in pairing mode. You will hear a ding and the device's name will appear on the screen. Clicking Household Sensors is where you go to pair your environmental sensors. To power on your environmental sensor, slide the back of your sensor open and remove the plastic tab sticking out from behind the battery. When you see the blue LED blinking on the environmental sensor, it is ready to pair. Once the hub discovers your sensor in pairing mode, it will display it on the screen. You will then need to select the sensor and assign it a name. It is recommended that you leave your newly paired sensor next to your hub for the first 15 minutes to ensure there is a good, stable connection in case it needs to download a firmware update from the hub. After that time, you may move the sensor to wherever you intend to keep it. It is also recommended that you place your sensor in a way that people will walk past it instead of towards it. This will enable a much better and accurate motion tracking. TV Control teaches the hub how to switch between live TV and the hub's UI. If you have your set-top box or other video device plugged into the hub's input port, then setup is a breeze. Simply click Next and you will see it instantly completes. If you are connecting your video device in any other way than using the hub's input port, or you don't see setup complete, please reference the video entitled Advanced TV Control Setup. Remote Setup can help you configure your HomeSight remote control if you are having issues. Device Location simply names your wellness hub by the room in which it is located. Finally, the About screen contains valuable information about your hub, including who it is assigned to, device information, and the ability to check for updates and reboot the hub information on your remote control, and finally, support information. Here we have our web portal. The first screen that we see here is the list of accounts. However, let's first take a look at the schedule screen. You can see that we're logged in as the caregiver named Charles. Within the My Schedule screen, Charles is able to view all of his scheduled calls that he is scheduled for that particular day. The Groups menu allows you to add both accounts and staff into groups. This allows for easy scheduling for groups of people. Both staff and accounts can be included in the same group. The Staff menu shows all staff members within a particular provider. Along the right side, you can see how to call other staff members by clicking on the phone. You can create an event by clicking on the calendar, or modify the staff member by clicking on the pencil. You will also notice the little oval identifying if the person is either a staff or a staff admin. We can take a look at the difference between a staff and a staff admin by clicking on the Add button here. We then add the staff member's first name, last name, and email. We can optionally include a job description. We then decide if they will either be a staff or a staff admin. A regular staff member can call other staff members, create events for those staff members, and manage devices. where a staff admin can modify and remove accounts and staff members, as well as assign those staff members to an account. It is important to remember that by default, no one has permission to interact with an account unless they've been granted privilege to do so. Moving on to the inventory menu, we get a list of all the hubs associated to a particular provider. You can see which have already been assigned, which are ready to assign, as well as the ones that have been previously assigned but are not ready because they still require a factory reset. We also see which hubs are offline by looking at the white circle with an X versus the ones that are currently online and connected to the internet by looking for the green circle. If a hub is connected and online, you can click this button to send a reboot command to the hub. You can also click this button to send a factory reset. Finally, we return back to the account screen to create a new account. We click on the Add button. We then add the first name, last name of the account, and also verify the language measurement unit and time zone are correct. We can optionally include a postal code, which will enable weather to be displayed on the Wellness Hub for the account. When done, click Add New Account. We can see our new account has been made and is marked as incomplete. Clicking on our newly created account, we can see 3 yellow boxes which act almost like a to-do list. To get the account set up, first we click on Review Account Profile. From here we can add other identifiable information, which may help us to discern this account, especially if 2 accounts have the exact same name. You can optionally add a profile picture, their date of birth, gender, or other address information. When you're finished, click Update. Next, we'll assign our newly created account a Wellness Hub. Clicking on Assign Smart Camera brings up a list of available Wellness Hubs. Simply pick the one you intend to set up at the account's home and click Assign Smart Camera. Lastly, we need to assign a staff member to manage this account. Click Assign Staff to bring up the list of staff members. Locate and click on the staff member you would like to assign. Then click Select Staff. Then we select the Manage Permission tier, and finally click Assign Staff. If you need to delete an account, you can click on the account, then Edit Profile. From here, scroll all the way to the bottom and click Delete Account. Then click Delete at the confirmation screen. Back on the Accounts menu, please take notice of the yellow ovals appearing next to the accounts names. These identify the levels of permission the signed-in user has to interact with each of the accounts. For example, you can see that there is no oval next to Jonathan, so I do not have permission to call or send a message. However, because Charles is a staff admin, he does have permission to assign a staff member to an account. I simply click on the ID badge, which is the Assigned Staff button. I can then select a staff member. I will choose myself and then select Level of Permission. Now that I have permission to interact, you can see the buttons to communicate with the account have now appeared. Clicking the phone places a call to the account, and clicking the speech bubble allows you to create a message to send to the account. Simply type what you want to send, then click Send. Now, the message will appear on the account screen, and they will be able to dismiss it by simply clicking OK on their HomeSight remote. The Schedule Event button shortcuts you to the scheduling menu and automatically opens a Create Event window. The Contacts button simply displays the number of contacts each account has and is also clickable, which shortcuts you to the account's Contacts menu. Finally, we have the Wellness Hub status icon. The circle here, being green or white, indicates if the hub is online, while a red hub indicates that a hub has not yet been assigned to this account. Clicking on John's account name opens his account. First, we look at the Scheduling tab for John. We see the same items in his schedule that we saw when we were looking at the Wellness Hub's UI. Clicking on the task Take BP Meds shows us the same calendar view we observed on the hub. We can see which days of the task were completed versus which ones were not. We can also take a look at one of the calls that we have scheduled. Clicking on Family Call, we can see the start and end times, as well as who is going to be in the call if the relationship details were entered. It's also easy to see who they are in relationship to the account. We can add additional events to the account's calendar by clicking the Add button. And first, let's take a look at adding a scheduled call. The layout for adding a scheduled call is very similar to other programs like Outlook. We can name the call, add a start and end time, whether or not it repeats, and we can add a description here. We can choose on the right side who we want in the call. It is important to note that a person must already be a contact in order to show up on this list. If you would like to add an already scheduled Zoom call to the account's calendar, simply change the call type to Zoom call, and you will see a text box appear letting you paste in the Zoom URL for the meeting. The best part is that from the account's perspective, a Zoom call will look and behave exactly the way that a HomeSight call does. A pop-up will appear at the bottom of the screen at the meeting start time, just like it would for any other event, and the account need only press the call button on the remote control to join. Through the entire process, the interface looks identical to a typical HomeSight call with no new design for them to learn. This further adds to the simplicity of the HomeSight ecosystem. Adding a task can help to remind the client to do something. Just as we saw in the Take BP Meds task, it will also track how they are completing that task over time. You can see there are a ton of categories to choose from. You will also need to name the task, designate a start and end time, whether it repeats, and a snooze duration. You can optionally also add a description. Once everything has been filled in, click Create. Next, we will take a look at adding a reminder. A reminder is similar to a task, but is only reminder and not to track anything that the client needs to do. For example, should a certain caregiver be visiting a client on a certain day, you could create a reminder scheduled for first thing that morning just to make the client aware. Next, let's take a look at the Contact submenu. Here we get the list of all people that have been granted permission to interact with the client. The first thing your eyes might be drawn to are the yellow ovals, which designate which level of permission each contact has. We can get a deeper meaning for each of these permissions by adding a new contact, and we can do that by clicking on the Add Contact button located here. Simply put in the first and last name, email, and optionally how they're related to the client. Keep in mind that this is for a non-staff contact, like a family or a friend. To add a staff contact, you must first go to the Staff menu on the left-hand side, then click the Add Staff button at the top of the screen. We must then choose a permission level for this contact. Social allows the new contact to contact the client as well as the other contacts. They can also create events. The Care category grants everything that the Social category has, but also grants visibility into the call history and event history. This category also grants the ability for movement data, environmental data, as well as medical data. The final category, Manage, grants access to everything given in the previous two categories, but in addition, they can add and manage contacts, devices, and the client schedule. Once all of this has been filled in, click Update to add them as a contact and automatically send them a welcome email to create a login if they don't already have one. On the right-hand side, we can see where to designate who is our favorite contact by clicking the star. We can call the other contacts by clicking on the phone, create an event for the other contacts by clicking the calendar, modify the contact by clicking the pencil, or delete them by clicking the X. If you have two Wellness Hub users who know each other, you can join them by clicking the Link Account button. Then find the person you want to link them to. Optionally, input the relationship details, then click Update. If the client is a member of a group, that will show up. If we switch to Groups to add a client to desired group, that can be done by navigating to the Groups tab on the left-hand side. Call Activity shows us a detailed log of all incoming and outgoing calls placed involving the client. We can easily see what time a call took place, whether it was incoming or outgoing who was in it. Also, we can see if it was received, missed, or declined. And all the way on the right, we can see the call duration. Taking a look at Motion Activity, we see when movement was detected by various devices. We first see the movement detected by the Wellness Hub movement, shown here by orange circles of varying size. The bigger the circle, the more movement was detected during that time range. To paint a more detailed picture, we can switch to show the weekly view, and a pattern emerges, giving us an insight into the account's routine. You can then look for deviations in that pattern, which could be an indication that something has gone wrong. For example, we see here, Arthur gets up every morning around 6 a.m. If one day it's going on 10 or 11 a.m. and there still is no movement detected, this would be a good indication that we might want to do a wellness check to make sure everything is okay. We can also scroll down and see similar data is presented to us on the environmental sensors. Switching to the Smart Home submenu shows us the smart devices in the account's home. At the top, we can see what the weather is like at the account's location. This is because, although optional, the postal code was entered in the account's profile, which also gets displayed in the right in the Wellness Hub's main page. Below the weather, we see the 2 environmental sensors and the most recent temperature, humidity, and light level reported for each device's location. We can see on the left-hand side exactly when the last reading was taken. Clicking on one of the sensors shows us a more detailed view, including previously logged values for temperature, humidity, and light level. Switching the tab at the top to Insights and Graphs breaks down this data by not only showing us a chart, which includes the outdoor conditions in either a daily, weekly, or monthly format, but also gives us an overall high and low for temperature, humidity, and light. The Wellness submenu is where all of the medical device readings can be found. To get a complete list of all our current supported devices, click Supported Devices at the top right of the screen. The supported devices are broken down by type and include many of the trusted brands A&D, Beyer, Omron, Berry, Nonin, and Roche. Here we have each device that has been paired to the account's Wellness Hub, broken down by type. Just like the Smart Home tab, the most recent value is displayed, as well as when that was, what device was used, and its model number. Clicking on View History pulls up all historical data readings done by the account. Clicking on Insights and Chart gives us the same data, but presented in a chart to better see how the client is performing over time. In addition, we are also presented the high and low values from that data. The last submenu is Devices, and it gives us a quick glance at the Wellness Hub, as well as the other devices currently connected to that hub. Clicking on View More on the Smart Camera gives us additional information on the Wellness Hub. Here we can see how long it's been online, current information like software, loaded Wi-Fi, and current TV configuration. You can even make modifications remotely to the switching behavior of the hub, should something change at the account's location while you aren't there. We can also perform remote actions, such as a remote reboot or check for updates. You can also factory reset a hub from this location, or remove the currently assigned hub without deleting the account. Going back to the list of devices, we see other devices that connect to our Wellness Hub. Each of these entries also contain important data as well, such as current battery level, which gives us an indication when a device may go dead soon if batteries are not replaced, as well as the ability to unpair device when referencing any of these submenus. On the left-hand side, for our account, we see the Edit Profile button at the top of the screen, which lets us change information about the account. We can upload or change the profile picture. We can also add or modify any of the information displayed here. Language, postal code, measurement unit, and time settings all modify the experience the account will have on their Wellness Hub. Clicking Settings shows the different configurations that will be set for the account. Under the Contacting Staff menu, you can set who has the ability to call staff members. This is done by permission level, which gives you added flexibility to choose who has that privilege. The middle column contains the settings for Auto Answer, which removes the need for the account to manually answer incoming calls with the remote control. When enabled, you have the option to place either a regular call or an auto answer call, which has the hub ring normally for the default time. Then immediately connect and begin the call. The next setting, Auto TV Wake Up, can go hand in hand with Auto Answer. This automatically turns your TV on when getting an incoming call. Auto Switch is useful in situations where you have the video device on a different TV source instead of plugged into your input port. This will have the TV automatically switch the active source over to your Wellness Hub when getting an incoming call. Both Auto Wake and Auto Switch require CEC to operate. For more information on getting CEC working with your TV, please reference the video titled Advanced TV Control Setup. Below this, we see the slide bar for notification volume. This directly controls the volume on the Wellness Hub's external speaker. The default value is 7, but can be turned all the way up to 10 or as low as 1. You can also mute it by setting the value to 0. Setting the deployed flag is an indicator that the device is in a real customer home versus being used as a demo for potential clients. All the way on the right, we see the toggle for turning the screensaver on, as well as setting the inactive time needed before it activates. Below that is the timeout for notification settings. This is ideal for those using auto wake that cannot comfortably use a remote control. This will have all notifications auto-hide after a set amount of time. Finally, on the settings screen, we have a text-to-speech option, which will read out notifications using AI instead of only hearing the ding or ring notification sounds. The final screen we will cover on the Care Portal is the Help screen. Here you can perform data export, view support details, and probably the most useful is the provider code needed for the mobile app. This is the first thing needed when downloading the HomeSight app on either iOS or Android, and ensures you are attempting to log in to the correct portal for your organization. As just mentioned, when you open the mobile app for the very first time, you will be asked for your provider code, which can be found in the Help menu of the Care Portal. Next, you will be asked to enter your email and password to sign in. Once signed in, you can select accounts to get the same list of accounts you have access to in the Care Portal. Selecting any of these accounts on the list pulls up the same submenu items you are able to select within the Care Portal, and also the ability to call or message the account at the top of the screen. One feature that exists only in the mobile app is photo and video sharing. Sharing photos and videos is a two-step process. First, we need to upload at the bottom. Click Shared here. All of your uploaded photos and videos will be displayed. To upload additional ones, click Add. You can either use the camera to take a new photo, or click Gallery to upload a previously taken one. Once it's uploaded, you will see it displayed here. Then, we click on the newly uploaded content and then click Share. From here, choose the desired account to share the media with and click Share. The account will immediately get a pop-up notification letting them know you sent them the media. All they need to do is click OK on their HomeSight remote and it will be displayed. When they're done looking, they can simply press the TV button on the remote to return to what they were watching. If they want to bring it back up, they need only press Home, where they will see a new tile, Gallery, is now displayed. From here, we can go in and pick from anything currently being shared on the left-hand side. We also have the ability to filter who is sharing it. And also, we can start a slideshow by clicking here as well.